Okay, my dear students, first we start the chapter number system. First exercise number system. Then the topic is based on rational and irrational numbers. Okay. Now we have to move for a first question. Exercise focusing on the definition and identification of rational number. Okay. First we have to know is rational number. What do you mean by rational number? Rational number. Okay. Then let R be the rational number. R be the rational number. Then it can be written in the form of P by Q. Now, say P is equal to P where P and Q are integers. Integers. And Q is not equal to 0. Okay. Next, we have to move for the exercise first question. In the first question, what is we have to know about properties of 0. Consider this is the first question. In question, he is asking, is 0 a rational number? Can you write it in the form of p by q, where q and p and q are integers and q is not equal to 0 already here given. Then solution S means 0 is a rational number. S 0 is a rational number. S 0 is a rational number. That means it can be written in the form of p by q. Example 0 by 1, where p is equal to 0 and q is equal to 1, then the statement is true. Next, we have to move for the second question. Finding rational numbers. Find six rational numbers between 3 and 4. Hint: express the numbers with a common denominator of 7. Means, first what we have to do? We have to add 3 plus 4. Solution: add 3 plus 4, it becomes 7. Now multiply 3 by 7 is equal to 3 7 is 21. Next, again do the same process for 4 into 7. It becomes 4 7 is 28. Then divide 21 divided by 7. Comma. After 21, we get 22 divided by 7. After 22 divided by 7, 23 divided by 7 we get. After 23, 24 divided by 7. After 24, 25 divided by 7. We can write up to 28. Okay. 25, 26, upon 7, comma 27 upon 7, comma 28 upon 7. Okay. Next, there 21 by 7 is equal to 3 and 28 by 7 is equal to 4. Then we want 4 rational numbers, 6 rational numbers. What 6 rational rational numbers is equal to, first we have to write 22 divided by 7, 22 divided by 7, comma 23 divided by 7, comma 24 divided by 7, comma 25 divided by 7, comma 26 divided by 7. Only 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Again we have to write again 27 divided by 7. Okay, let's move for the next question. What is it? Find 5 rational numbers between 3 by 5 and 4 by 5. Let's consider this is the 3 by 5 and this is the 4 by 5. Okay. Now, first what we have to do, we have to multiply and divide by the same denominator. But consider here 3 divided by 5, it can be multiplied by 6 by 6. Here, when we divide 6 by 6, we will get same as it is 3 by 5. For the next fraction 4 divided by 5, we can multiply by 6 divided by 6. Then 6 and 6 will get cancelled. What we get again? 4 by 5. Now multiply these numerators. 3 6 are 18 divided by. Now multiply the denominator. 5 6 are 30. Next multiply the numerator of second fraction. 4 6 are 24 divided by 5 6 are 30. When we divide, we get the same fractions. Okay, write the rational numbers after 18. 18 divided by 30, comma after 18 we get 19 upon 30, comma after 19 20 upon 13 30, comma after 20 21 upon 30, comma after 21 22 upon 30, comma after 22 23 upon 30, comma after 23 we get 24 upon 30. How many rational numbers we want? We want 5 rational numbers. Then 5 rational numbers are is equal to, first we have to write after 18 19 by 30, 19 divided by 30, comma after 19 20 divided by 30, comma after 20 21 upon 30, comma after 21 22 upon 30, comma after 22 23 upon 30. What? Now next we have to move for the next question. Concept check. Analyze the true or false statements. Now we have the true or false statement for reasoning. Now first, what in first question, true or false, what you have natural versus whole number. Statement is given that every natural number is a whole number. First, what it is task is state true or false and prove a reason. First, we have to know about natural number and whole number. Natural number is equal to, natural number, all the counting numbers are called natural number. Natural number is equal to flower bracket 1 comma 2 comma 3 comma 4 comma up to dash dash, and whole numbers is equal to, whole numbers is equal to, what you mean by whole number? The natural numbers including 0. Okay, 0 comma 1 comma 2 comma 3 comma 4 comma up to dashes. Now consider, except 0 1 2 3 4 are natural numbers. In the whole number, natural numbers will also come. Therefore, it is the statement is the statement is true. Yes or no? Now we have the statement is true. Why? Natural numbers comes under the whole numbers. Next we have to move for a second question. Integers versus whole numbers. Statement. Every integer is a whole number. Now first we have to know about the integer. Integer is equal to, what do you mean by integer? Integer means all the negative values and positive values and zeros. Minus up to dash dash minus 3 comma minus 2 comma minus 1 comma 0 comma plus 1 comma plus 2 comma plus 3. These are the integers. Now consider whole number. Whole number is equal to, what do you mean by whole numbers? Natural numbers including 0. Then whole numbers are 0 comma 1 comma 2 comma 3 comma 4 comma 5 up to dash dash. See here, in whole numbers negative values are not present. Minus 3 comma minus 2 comma minus 1 are not in the whole numbers. Therefore the statement is false. Is false. Next question. What is the question? A rational versus whole number. Statement. Every rational number is a whole number. For this, consider a rational number. A rational number is denoted by P by Q. Then take example 3 divided by 5. Then divide the 3 by 5. We get, divide 3 by 5. In 5 tables 3 will not come. 3 0 is 0. Subtract 3 minus 0 is 3. Then put a point. There is a no number, then put a point. Now take 0 after 3. 30 will come under 6 5 tables. 5 6 is 30. Then 0 minus 0 is 0. 3 minus 3 is 0. Then 0.6 is not a whole number. Not a whole number. Therefore, the statement is false. Now we have to move for the next question. What we have? Historical discovery. Pythagoras is a mathematician and he found out the rationals, Pythagoreans and irrational numbers. The Pythagoras is in Greek followers of the famous mathematician. Means he is a mathematician from Greek. Pythagoras were the first who to discover numbers which are not rational around 400 BC. Means he found out the rational numbers in the 400 BC. Okay, these numbers are called irrational numbers. If the numbers are not rational, then these numbers are called irrational numbers because they cannot be written in the form of a ratio of integers. Means they cannot be written in the form of p by q. Legend says Hippocrates of Corton met an unfortunate end for disclosing the secret of root to people outside the sect. Okay, means consider here root 2. Okay, root 2 cannot be written as in the form of p by q. Cannot be written. Okay, next. Defining irrationals. Okay, for irrational numbers. Formula of definition. A number S is called irrational if it cannot be written in the form of P by Q, where P and Q are integers and Q is not equal to 0. Here consider Q2 is a non-rational, means it is an irrational numbers. Irrational, okay.